Morning, guys.
I'll show you something here. Comes with a good wood on. Thank you. So we are located here on this. But here and this time they are crowdfunding. We can see history and excellent example of Roman architecture. Biggest reason why split is under UNESCO protection is this area, and not only this room, entire complex. On board, do you think it was? Very good. Some details are also Roman, like these blocks, and they were a part of something, of some kind of construction, but not everything is also, big part of the palace is public, of course, as should be, but surprisingly big amount is privately owned, and that includes apartments, but also some other areas. For example, this garden. Privately owned by one local who doesn't want to build a house, but in the morning has coffee inside of his garden, inside of the palace in 1960s. Octagonal building.
Yes.
Original. On the same map, do you remember seeing the bell tower? No. Was it there? No, it's right answer. Only the octagon. Century. So even recently, in between two world wars, new construction appeared inside of the palace. Of course, not anymore. Now it's a UNESCO monument, strictly forbidden to build anything new. But in between two world wars, it's big. We have negativities, but also many positivities. He would say, your emperor, your ruler is coming to greet you with his voice and with the acoustics, strong effect on the people there, expecting someone powerful and destroy Christians. And this, of course, is a tourist room, as it should be nice and preserved. But the 1990s, my childhood, we had a war. We'll mention the war later. Not as big here as maybe it was in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but still no tourism, no groups in the 1990s. So as a children with them here, we could play in the palace. In this room, we played football. That was the goal over there. It was a huge Roman Empire, including Egypt. There was a rebellion. He went to a war there for a couple of years, was inspired with their philosophy and religion. When he retired, he brought 12 things. This is the biggest and the best preserved one. Split is old. Palace is 1,700, but the Sphinx is that times 2, 3,500. Yeah. An original, not replica or something, standing on the outside at 3,500. Maybe in the future we'll put a replica. For now, we love originals. We love to say history is alive. We are so connected with everything. By the time you figure out something's not right, we shut the front doors, you're trapped, and the guard is waiting upstairs with hot people live over here, some just took it in one period of history, no one reacted back then, centuries passed and still. And this blue sign you will see everywhere where it says Sobe, that means rooms in our language, or it means an Airbnb. And the thing is, entire palace. So again, the golden gates, not made out of gold, but most luxurious gates with most decorations. In those holes in the wall niche, they would put statues of Roman emperors. In the center, big statue of Jupiter, their high god. So it was a strong introduction to the city. And in the opposite direction, about 10 kilometers, was a bigger city back then called Salona, now in ruins, but probably in Diocletian's time that was the second city in the empire after Rome. So people come from there. These are the first gates in Caesar. So this is medieval Patras. Here in front of us, this magnificent statue, quite new, built in the 28th century. By probably most successful Croatian artist of all times. His name was Ivan Meštrović, has statues all over the world, especially in the United States and many also places in Europe. On the statue we see a man who's a Croatian priest, bishop. His name was Gregory of Nin, significant because he was the first one who started preaching in Croatian language. Before him only in Latin. So you go to the church, priest is saying something, you have no idea what he's saying, different language. He started in Croatian, popular for the locals listening, but unpopular for the governments. They didn't want knowledge to go down to little people, so it took centuries till it was allowed to do it in local languages. Many details when you work on fingers. If someone is not confident, you won't see them. Statue will be behind his back or the showing, and here proudly showing long fingers. Check out the hand holding the Bible. So many anatomy details. Primarily that means that the author is confident in his work. If you heard about a popular French artist Rodin, who did the Tinker and other popular statues, he was mentor to our Meštrović, close personal friend, so you can see, it's the similar influence. Maybe for you one geography question, no help from lady. And so now it's Croatia, used to be Yugoslavia. That was a big country that separated into several. Now we can count 7 countries from ex-Yugoslavia. Can you name them? People in Croatia. This building, obvious Venetian influence, loggia on the ground floor, windows upstairs, typical for Venice, and also traditional for us here. At the end of the square, House Nakic, typical Vienna. 20th century. In Split or South Croatia, not really common. Maybe this one and the National Theatre. But if you go to our capital, Zagreb, many things will be like that. And here everything is Italian. Let's say architecture, weather, food, let's say food, to people's character. Over here we are loud, we are friendly, sometimes not really polite. Direct over here. And if you go to our capital Zagreb, architecture is like that, weather is kind of, let's say, colder than it is here, food is heavier, and the people are different, more polite, more professional.
No.
See, Marko Marulić, our great poet, father of Croatian literature, as we like to call him, for us extremely important, and North Hungary and Slovenia, Mountain River, Italy, Adriatic Sea, but especially interesting border with Bosnia Herzegovina. Not a mountain, not a river. For centuries this was literally a military camp, and for centuries artificial border between the Ottoman Empire on one side and, let's say, Europe on the other side, border of two cultures, two religious as well, historically, and that's why if you visit the coast, many things will be similar. Dubrovnik, Hvar, Split, Zadar, many similarities. And if we have the opportunity to visit Bosnia and Herzegovina, let's say city Mostar, from here 2 hours with a car. It could be a day trip. Now it's not too hot. If you can be on, with a bus or something. But if you don't mind walking, about 45 minutes, just follow the road. and you will be on the most beautiful beach in Split. It's called Kashuni. You can just sit on the beach, look at the sea, really nice and relaxing on the hill. Maybe if you want to touch the Adriatic Sea, then I would recommend on foot 10 minutes in the opposite direction, a beach called Bacice. And again, walking distance, beach is sandy and it's like a shallow water.